Hello my darlings, it's Mama Lou here, and I wanted to get you guys your weekly reading. This is going to be for all my fire babies out there. So this is going to be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Messages from the Salamander King. Woo, did you see all these go flying? So I'm doing something a little different this week. I have pulled a mixtape oracle that I created for each of the signs. So everybody's getting their own song, but feel free if you like this energy, use it for your sun, your moon, your rising, anything like that. Even your Venus if you want to, Jupiter, Mercury, whatever you want. And or if you use it in rituals, if you work with the elements during ritual, or you just kind of want to know what the vibes are coming in this next week. So these are going to be messages from the Salamander King, and we are going to start off with our Aries. And Aries, your song is Grace Has a Gun by Katie Pruitt. The lyric is, and damn, you can love her above any other on earth, but boy, that won't fix her, you'll just make it worse. So keywords on this one is loving someone with mental illness, difficult to love someone that doesn't love themselves, what red flags are you ignoring because of love, and you can't fix someone no matter how much you love them. Really interesting energy coming in. Like I said, this is going to be over the next week. So let's see what we got coming in for you guys, my beautiful Aries energy. They actually want these ones, so we're going to pull these. There's also something here about what I'm really getting is that it really feels like you're really wanting, okay, so this week, it feels like you have a lot of energy, like you wanting to, maybe because spring has sprung, or maybe there's something happening here where you're wanting to be a little bit more active, you're wanting to be a little bit more out there, you're wanting to, socialize. Maybe you've been locked indoors, because of the cold or the rain or whatever. It feels like you're being a little bit more social this week. The thing that is coming in right now from the Salamander King is okay, it's a weird phrase. Don't get too far ahead of your own feet. So there's something here about not rushing through things, not rushing through introductions, getting to know someone, or trying out a new endeavor of some sort, a new project, a new job, a new friendship, a new relationship, whatever this is to you, take it how it resonates. But there's something here about, we know you're excited energy, but, take your time. Don't rush through this. Don't just blast your way through any kind of red flags, any kind of, yield signs, anything like that. Because, yeah, you got a lot of King of Wands energy here. And we know you kind of want to just take over the world, just get something done, just like really move forward here. But there's something here about putting in the work, putting in the effort, letting it simmer a little bit, letting it, develop on its own without too much of your, ramrodding something through, or just bulldozing your way through a situation thinking that that's going to be better, or trying to make something happen because it's just something that you want, or because you're bored, or because you're anxious, or because you want to see some sort of results. There's very much a caution here about this week about, it feels like the universe understands between the King of Wands here and the world. We understand you want to build something. You want to build a strong foundation. You want to nurture something. You want to, feel passion. You want to feel energized. Like all of these things are being felt, but you have to put in the work first. You can't just, like if you think about it in terms of plant the seeds and then start yelling at the seeds like, where's my fruit, or where's my cucumber, or my lettuce, or my potatoes, whatever this is letting things simmer, letting things do naturally what they need to do. This could be about just not forcing anything, because it feels like there's going to be some resistance that is unnecessary. It really feels like this week. So the Salamander King is just asking for a little bit of measured pacing, a little bit of acknowledging that time isn't against you. It's working for you. There's a lot of that type of energy happening this week. So Aries, we love you. We know that you get excited about things and you want to go headlong into them, which is amazing. because you're fearless, you're, you know, a fighter, you're, you know, courageous, all of these things. But it really feels like this week, don't push anything, because you might miss something really important. You might miss something vital, because this song is actually pretty serious, you know, not to be a Debbie Downer or something like that, but Grace Has a Gun by Katie Pruitt is, if you're so fixated on something, you might miss a very important detail. This could be an even, you know, like the school you're picking, your job you're picking, your friendships, your relationships, even activities you're doing or projects, anything like that, starting a business. This is just saying, we know you're excited, but let's just slow down, because it's going to be better in the long run. You're not trying to make something, something it's not. So it just very much feels like, don't let your perception get warped by your passion and your desires. So very interesting messages for this week for Aries. I will be putting these songs down in the description box below. Please be sure to do all the likes, shares, and subscribes, all that fun stuff. But we will be moving on now to Leo. And Leos, for this week, from the Salamander King, you got So Down by Mother. And I believe in the pain, man. Yeah, I believe it's the way to find peace again. This is learning from loss and heartache, taking as much time as you need to heal. The effort is there. Keep at it. Shake the depression off. There is no wrong way to heal as long as you are trying. Very interesting. I have to cough real quick. Sorry. Getting over something from this. I think it's like spring allergies or something. I'm not really sure, but there's a cat climbing my wall right next to me. I'm sure you can feel that. So this is for my Leos this week from the Salamander King. There's something here about you doing a lot of self-evaluation is almost what I'm feeling. Like you're doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of trying to just figure yourself out. This feels a lot like, almost like the Gemini reading that we had. If you have Gemini in your chart, you might want to check that out as well. But there's something here about coming to terms with who you are, what you are, all the steps that it took to get you to where you are, and finding meaning and purpose and value in your history, in your past even, or and feeling like, you know what, that makes me not so fearful of the future. That makes me not so scared of change. That makes me not so terrified of anything, you know, that's mysterious to me. This very much feels like you're like, wow, I did not care for some of those lessons. Definitely did not care for some of those lessons, but I can see their value. Like, it's a very mature way of viewing your history, your past, the circumstances that you find yourself in, either now or in the past. There's something here about that, because yeah, you got the Four of Swords, where you're really taking the time to kind of settle your mind, rest your mind, and see things for how they really are. You're almost like seeing things like, yeah, that was super painful. Wish I didn't have to do that. But also, it kind of actually showed me this. And then with the Three of Cups, and it actually made me appreciate where I'm at now. Because if it would have happened before, I wouldn't have appreciated, or I wouldn't have acknowledged it, or it wouldn't have meant as much to me. You know, whatever this is, take it how it resonates. But this week, it very much feels like you're kind of coming to some conclusions of like, you know, it may have not been the way I chose, but this is the way destiny, fate, the universe, my subconscious, whatever this is the way that it needed to show me my own path to peace and serenity and knowledge and wisdom. Like, if like it's almost kind of like a, you know what, you know, like when you're younger, you're like looking at your grandparents and you're like, oh, they're just like so lame, and they talk about lame stuff, you know, like nobody cares about your garden, grandma, or whatever. And then as you slowly get older, I'll tell you, because this is happening to me because I'm getting fucking old or whatever, but you kind of are like, I could talk to my grandma for hours about their fucking garden if they wanted me to, because that's fascinating. You know how much time and effort and dedication it takes to grow some of these things and to learn after cycles and seasons about what's the best thing to do, how much water, how much food. Like, I find it fascinating now. As kid self, me, I was like, oh, this is the worst, you know? So there's something here about maybe just, it feels like you're kind of having a very mature, like, understanding, maybe even epiphany moment of where you're seeing the joy, the almost like the bright side in a lot of different things in your life, even the stuff that you may have during that time. Maybe it was bad. Maybe it was really, you know, difficult for you. But it feels like you're kind of having a reflection moment this week, really, is what it feels like. And it feels like it's going to have a positive, yeah, because then you got the Six of Cups, which is about nostalgia, looking back, you know, contemplating, you know, your past decisions, your past relationships, your past emotions. Like, that feels like this week. But it feels like it's actually going to be super positive and uplifting for you, because you're also going to be like, look at how far I've come. This is amazing. Look at how much wisdom I've gained, where something I would have just written off or I would have just said a snide comment to. Now I'm like, wow, I went through something and I appreciate people. I appreciate myself. I appreciate different lessons I've learned. And I'm not trying to sound trite or anything like that, but it very much feels like you're having a very soothing and soul cleansing type of a week. So Leo, very interesting. I hope that that was helpful. I will be putting all of these songs down in the description box below. So take it for how it resonates, leave what doesn't. But I highly recommend some headphones, listen to it in the car, you know, or meditate on it, whatever it is. But during this week, listen to that song multiple times. Something is going to click with you. Guaranteed. Okay, so super cool energy for you. All right, we are moving on to our Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what do we got for you guys? Let's see here. We are going, oh, actually, they want these guys. Okay. So Sagittarius, so this is your message from the Salamander King. Your song is If I Ever Leave This World Alive by Flogging Molly. So in a word, don't shed a tear. I'll be here when it all gets weird. If I ever leave this world alive. This is about ancestors, heritage, lost loved ones, ghosts from the past, comfort from loss, and love transcends death. This is interesting, Sagittarius. I'm getting some information coming in. This may only be for a small group of you, but you may be tapping into some sort of talents, gifts, and abilities, something of that nature, of where you, or maybe just you're getting into a personal ritual, a craft, a spiritual journey, something where you're really connecting with who you are as a soul being, who you are as a creature of the divine, who you are as a, you know, one of the all consciousness, whatever this is. You may be going on a spiritual trip. Maybe you're doing some, you know, ayahuasca, or maybe you're doing a mushroom trip. Maybe you're doing, you know, a yoga retreat. Maybe you're doing something like that. This may only be for a few of you, but there's something like that where you are going to really connect with your soul, and however you view that, it doesn't matter to me. Everybody can have their own thing, even if you're, you know, atheistic, anything like that. I don't care. But you're connecting with yourself. You're connecting with your roots, whatever that means to you, whether that is your ancestors, whether that is your soul tribe, whether that is your deity of choice, or your entity of choice, or your God of choice, or your source, or your, you know, whatever it is. It feels like this week you're going to have some sort of connection. You may even, I'm kind of getting this weird thing about maybe even having a conversation, like, or maybe a sign. Maybe you have like a family member that has passed on and they're going to show you some sort of a sign, or you're going to, you know, do something and it's going to bring up a memory of, oh, I used to do that with, you know, my grandparent or my aunt or my, you know, lost uncle, or whatever this is, where you kind of are like, you have a moment And it means something to you because there's some distance from it, and it's going to mean more to you, and it's going to show you some sort of a lesson. It's very interesting messages coming in for Sagittarius. Take it how it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but it very much feels like you are going to be connecting to some sort of other being. Maybe this is just maybe reconnecting with an old friend. Maybe, you know, you go to a high school reunion. I don't know. Take it for what it is, but it feels very much like you are realizing that past connections don't need to just be gone or and over with, and you never have anything else you can learn from these people. You can continue to learn from people who are no longer in your life, who are no longer even in this realm maybe, or even, you know, maybe you didn't know them a whole lot when they were alive and you wished you would have. It doesn't mean that you still can't connect with them and reach out to them and earn or gain some more clarity on a situation, or gain some more insight on your relationship. I don't know. There's something, yeah, it feels all very inner, you know. It takes courage to look through your past relationships, or to think about your existence as it is. You know, like the Strength card is very much like, well, I'm not going to fear this. I'm going to take away any kinds of worries, doubts, anything like that. And I'm just going to accept this as something for me. So maybe you don't believe in like your ancestors, and maybe you don't believe in signs or something like that. But like, let's say your grandma used to grow rhododendrons, and all of a sudden one shows up in front of you and it reminds you of it. There's nothing wrong with being strong enough to be like, I may not believe in science, but this was a really sweet memory with me. So I'm going to take this as, you know, a positive for me. I'm going to try and learn something from this. Like, I know that that's a difficult example, but it very much feels like something along those lines may be happening this week. So keep your eyes open, keep your heart open, keep your, you know, intuition open, your senses. If you feel a presence around you, anything like that, really just be open to it. It feels like it's going to show you how strong you are, how brave you are, how connected you actually are. There's something here about where it is actually going to be a benefit to you coming through. Really interesting message. That's what they have for Sagittarius, so I'm going to leave it with there. So the Salamander King has brought you If I Ever Leave This World Alive by Flogging Molly. I will be putting all of these songs down below. Like I said, headphones, listen to them please. Over the next couple of days, something is going to register with you. This reading is going to resonate with you. This could be for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, whatever you want, or if you just, you know, work with the energies in your rituals, in your practice, whatever that is. But this is all I'm seeing for right now. If you want a personal reading from me, you can go to mamalutarot@gmail.com. If you like more shorter videos, I do TikToks. You can do Mama Lou Tarot on TikTok as well. And I even have a podcast, Mama Lou's Modern Tarot, on Spotify and some other ones if you want to do that too. So I hope that this is helpful. I hope you guys have a great week, and I love you very much. Bye-bye.